Welcome to Charting Cryptos and Commodities. It's January 18 as I record today's show. We're going to jump into cryptos first, then we're going to jump into commodities. Lots of stuff going on. Crypto's down big for the day. Bitcoin the smallest down. As I look through these charts, I see Bitcoin down 1.62%. Now that is on the 24-hour a day Bitcoin chart. Ethereum down 2.26%, and overall the Bitcoin, what is Bitwise 10 crypto index fund, it's the top 10 cryptocurrencies balanced as per market share, it's down 4.11%, but we do see over the last 3 weeks, regardless, up moves in all of these charts, but it's just a down day for commodities overall. Some down as much as 8%, almost 9%. But as we look at the big ones, let's look at what has happened. Now we look at Bitcoin, we saw where things started moving up strong last week, and then we have a decent up candle this week, topping out at about the same spot. And if we follow that line over, we can see it takes us back to where we topped out, almost where we topped out back there at the end of October, and then back to where we were basically before that big 3-week downslide. We'll see how much profit taking there is here, how things go over the next few days. We'd love to see Bitcoin clear this 200 EMA on the weekly chart. That would put us back into, of course, the upside of things rather than the downside. So it would be nice to see it move above the 200 exponential moving average. That is again where we're looking to go short when we're below it, long when we are above it, whether we're in a downtrend below it or an uptrend above it. Would love to see Bitcoin bounce up, but it won't surprise me if it doesn't, if this isn't just some action and then things sort of deteriorate. I know all the Bitcoin folks are hoping for things to take off again, want things to be beautiful and wonderful and jam up. Maybe they will. If they do, we'll know it because we'll see it take off. What I'd really like to see happen, is what we started to see start happening here with this down move, but get a reset, a nice clean reset on the STC instead of this dragging along sideways like it has been and just making the STC worthless for us on this weekly chart. Would like to see that change. We look at Ethereum, same kind of thing. We would like it to reset nicely from the top, down red to the bottom, and then start some clean moves. That's what I'd like. We look at where we are again on this top 10 cryptocurrencies. Again, just like Bitcoin leads the way and pulls everything else up with it. When Bitcoin's not feeling well, if Bitcoin gets a cold, everybody else gets pneumonia. But it has been pulling things up over these last 2 weeks. If we go to any number of other coins, you can see the same thing, whether it's Polkadot, whether it is Matic. You can again see where Doge, I'm not putting anything in some of these coins, but again, as we start going across the board, you can see all sorts of stuff, even when we get into these ETFs that are involved in the crypto space, like Amplify's transformational data sharing ETF. When we look at things like the next gen economy, again, when Bitcoin hammers up, everything else tends to move up with it. And when it starts to move down, other things tend to crash. Just a lesson we have learned. So from all this, what will we do? We will continue to pay close attention as to what is happening and help you see it as it moves. Let's now move on to check it out. Down 8% for the day. Natural gas. Remember how we were told natural gas was going to not be around, prices were going to spike, it was going to be crazy? Well, that is not what's happening with the United States Natural Gas Fund. You see that it has just rocketed down. And again, just for the day, over these last many weeks, just for the day, 8%. What about silver? We've been talking about silver. Just like gold, it's sort of sliding sideways over these last 3 weeks. Maybe it's going to reset start some further up moves as we look at where it's been in the most recent past back in March of last year. Still got a ways to go from the 22 mark up to about the 25 mark. So we'll see if it takes off again. What about things like the United States Gasoline Fund? It was down for the day 1.7%. We can see where it peaked, like we've talked about before, back in June. Down for a while, up for a few weeks, down. It's back in that uptrend a little bit, down for the day. Oil overall, down 1.63%. Been sliding sideways and tending up a little bit lately above the 200 EMA there. We'll see how things continue to move. What about soybeans? Well, again, they've just continued to sort of move inexorably upwards. Again, not reached their highs yet, but they are continuing to move up. Remember, that's a feedstock. Humans eat it too. What about wheat? We can see wheat, unlike soybeans, wheat just hammering down and moving below that 200 EMA. We look at corn. Corn, of course, not up to its highs, and it meandered up, then down, and really just sort of sideways here recently. Copper, of course, which is used in a lot of industry, down for the day, but up strong over these last 2 weeks after it pushed through back in November through the 200 EMA. And we look at sugarcane, of course. Where do we see sugarcane? Again, off its highs, down a little bit for the day, but an up week so far. And again, not blasting through anything. We talk about gold every day on the program. We always put gold with our silver charts. Back a little bit for the day, but again, pushed through back in early November, and nothing but green candles since then, heading up. Lastly, the only bright spot for the day was coffee, up 2.13%, but you wouldn't tell that from what these charts have shown us, down for many, many months. And I like coffee being cheap, so hopefully it'll stay down. But these commodities are fascinating to look at least once a week, see what's going on. Again, same rules of trading as with anything else. You want to backtrack, see if they work. Again, use these charts to your advantage. Practice, trade them. My friends, we always appreciate you being with us. We love to hear from you. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. CW@chartingwealth.com. Patreon members, thank you for your support. The things you support tend to stay around. If you appreciate what we do, give us a little love over there at Patreon. We'll make it worth your while at any of the 3 levels of support. God bless, all the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.